Alexa Bliss fans, I have the update that you have feared for months now. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. And just straight from the get-go, as a fellow Alexa Bliss fan, I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, because, y'all are going to be disappointed by this one. So strap in, get ready. Just mental note on that. Now, look, Alexa Bliss, she's obviously been away since 2023. January of 2023, she's been away from WWE. A lot has changed during that time. First and foremost, most importantly, Alexa Bliss became a mom, changing her life forever. As a fellow dad, parenthood is awesome. It's challenging, but it's awesome. She's also been very vocal about how she wants to return to WWE. And how things have changed since the last time we saw Alexa Bliss on WWE television. She disappeared after the Royal Rumble, something in which they teased an alliance with Bray Wyatt yet again, and Uncle Howdy. But then Bray Wyatt was pulled from television. He later passed away. Plans ultimately and rightfully changed. Alexa Bliss, she became pregnant. She gave birth to her daughter. And there's been a lot of speculation. Would Alexa Bliss return? Would she not return? How would she return? Would she be a babyface? Would she be a heel? Would she be part of Wyatt 6? Would she not? A lot of speculation, a lot of talk. Now, I've covered in past videos that the latest on Alexa Bliss is the fact that she's returning. She has made it clear that she is returning. The company expects for her to return, but this latest update following a recent report, well, it's disappointing, because as much as you do, I want to see Alexa Bliss back on television. She's someone that has a connection with the fan base. She's someone in which has a notable name, and someone who I believe can be a difference maker in WWE like she had been in the past. And I thought she was really starting to cook on all 6 cylinders before she took her hiatus. So what is this big update? What is this big thing? Well, so there was a recent report by PW Insider that noted that she would not be returning to WWE television this year. There's no creative plans in place for her right now, and they're waiting and looking at a 2025 return. Then, today, as you can see here, she took to Instagram and she shared a post. And she said, "For all the questions in my comments, yes, I will be returning. But for now, please enjoy my current content." That's not what you want to hear following a report like that, because it just doubles down. And it essentially confirms, yeah, we're not going to get Alexa Bliss back on WWE television anytime soon. And that sucks. That sucks, because we're in such a good time in WWE. Business is on fire. They're making more money than ever. Their popularity hasn't been this high in years. We're going on decades. And the fact that Alexa Bliss isn't part of this, she's not mixing it up with the current talent base in which they have, whether it's Jade Cargill or a Tiffany Stratton, whether it's Liv Morgan on the rise or Rhea Ripley. There's so much going on in WWE, and it's such a shame that they have not been able to utilize her. Now, the next question that comes to my mind is, why is Alexa Bliss not on television? Well, I think it comes down to the fact that she's not ready. Yes, she's been down in the Performance Center, and yes, she's been in the ring, and yes, she's been taking bumps, and yes, she's trying to get back into ring shape, but we're in this kind of lull period for WWE. Yes, we have Crown Jewel coming up and Survivor Series and Saturday Night's Main Event, but if you think about it, if you're going to bring someone back, well, why wouldn't you just wait until the Royal Rumble? And I think that's where we're at with WWE and Alexa Bliss right now. If you look at it like that, then it's like, oh, okay, then yeah, we'll just wait on her to return. We'll have a nice pop. We'll have a big surprise. People will be expecting it. It makes sense. And that sucks if you're an Alexa Bliss fan, because you want to see her back on television as soon as possible. You want to see her thrive. You want to see her mix it up with all of these new talents and all of these established talents who have evolved. And until that happens, it's like, ugh, so now we have to wait even more. Now, here's the positive. Here's the good news. I think the fact that Alexa Bliss does return in the next few months, right? As of this recording, it's early October. So it's early October. You only got to wait a few more months. And when she does return, well, I would expect big things out of Alexa Bliss. I've talked about this in past videos. I'll share my opinion yet again. I think when WWE brings back Alexa Bliss, I think she should be a babyface. I think she should be a heel, but the Alexa Bliss that we all know and love. Her most success has always been as a heel, whether it be her NXT run, whether it be her early main roster run when she was SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion as the Goddess. When she was paired with Bray Wyatt as the female version of The Fiend, she was a heel. It works. She's a better heel than she is a babyface, which is hilarious considering that she's a pretty likable person, right? You want to see her succeed. She comes across as very nice and everything like that. She's also a much smaller person, so you have like this underdog-esque type feeling when you see her on television. But I think at the end of the day, Alexa Bliss is going to thrive no matter what. If I had to pitch, I would say you bring her back as a heel, you bring her back as the Goddess, and you forget those freaking dolls. The Lily doll. Now, full disclosure, I think they will use the Lily doll. I don't agree with that, but I think that's what they're going to do. And I'll tell you why. It comes down to economics. It comes down to financial gain. WWE, they are not a charity. They are a business. In fact, they're publicly traded. They're going to look to see how much money they can get out of Alexa Bliss, how much money they can draw with Alexa Bliss. And if that's the case, then yeah, the Lily doll is going to come back. Because when she did come back from that long hiatus and she was Alexa Bliss, she had the doll with her, right? She had her in segments and she had her during her entrance, and WWE absolutely crushed when it came to selling those things. So I can't necessarily knock them for wanting to bring it back, regardless of my feelings or your feelings. When you look at, well, would she fit in Wyatt 6, regardless of my opinion or thought period of what they should do with her, if I'm looking at it, does she fit in this current Wyatt 6? Kinda. Look, I understand that she had somewhat of a history with Uncle Howdy, but for the most part, she was always connected to Bray Wyatt. I don't know if she would want to be connected in that group without Bray being here. That's more of a personal question. That's something in which Alexa Bliss would have to answer. I don't want them to do that. I think she's better off without them. I did not want them going back to the female version of The Fiend character in which they had been teasing with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy coming out of Royal Rumble. I didn't like that, but I'm not in charge. And Triple H has done a heck of a job as a booker, and I think that you will see what they do and how they do with her going forward and whether or not it's good or bad. And we're going to find out real quick once she returns whether it is good or bad. And I'm looking very, very much forward to seeing it. And we'll see how everything shakes out. It'll be very interesting.